My name is Aki Sasano. I'm a stay-at-home wife who just turned 30. I've been married to my husband Hisashi for 3 years. Alright, I'm gonna run to the hospital. After seeing my husband off to work, I started getting ready to leave. I was working hard to get pregnant with my husband. However, I turned 30 without getting pregnant. I'm so worried. I started taking fertility tests after I turned 30.
You don't have any problems.
Thank you. The doctor told me and I felt relieved. I was nervous and I could feel the tension from my shoulders relax.
I recommend your husband get tested, just in case. Can he come by sometime?
Okay, I'll talk to him about it. That night, I told him about the test.
I guess we gotta wait and keep working on it, huh?
I mean, about that. The doctor said that you should come in to test too. So can you go get tested? I'll go with you. The second I told him what the doctor told me, he lost it.
What? Why do I have to go get tested? This is about luck!
The doctor said that you should go get tested just in case. You might be right. It might just be a matter of getting unlucky. But let's both get tested just in case, huh?
I'm disgusted by you! Why are you trying to convince me to go get tested, huh? They're just saying that to get money from you!
How dare you be so rude? Why don't you want to get tested?
Of course I don't want to get tested! It's embarrassing!
You think that I'm an embarrassing person because I got tested?
You don't trust me, so you told me to go get tested, right? I am perfectly functional. You can't even trust the test results. You must be trying to fool me when you're actually infertile.
What? I showed you the results. You want to say I faked it?
I don't know. You can fake a lot using technology nowadays.
How are you so confident that you're okay? We've been working hard to get pregnant for 3 years now. You aren't worried?
Nope. I know I'm fertile, and that's that.
How are you so confident though?
Just prove it. Tests are only so good. I'll show you proof. Better than some stupid test.
He went back to his room. I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to have his child, and I wanted his help. How did this happen? I was crying in the living room alone. Things were awkward for a little, but we were living okay. I kept trying to bring up the pregnancy thing with him, but
I'm confident in myself. I'm not going to get tested.
he just wouldn't budge. I started getting irritated and we were both getting very emotional. This continued for several months. He eventually stopped coming home and went to work on the holidays more often. I thought it was suspicious, but I remembered what he said. I'll show you proof. No way. I was worried, but I loved him, so I didn't think that he would do anything that stupid. He must have really been upset about that, but I couldn't keep this up. I wanted to end this, so I decided to talk to him, but he completely blew it up. Hey, I want to talk to you.
No, I'm done talking to you about the same thing over and over.
No, this is the last time. Just listen. I started talking to him and brought him to the living room. It's about the test.
I knew it was the same thing. I told you I was done.
No, it's about...
It's fine. I'm able to prove to you now.
Huh? What are you talking about? I was shocked at what he said.
I'm going to be a dad in half a year. I knew I was fine. I'm going to dump you, you heartless bitch.
I couldn't catch up with what was being said and was at a loss for words.
I got a woman pregnant in 2 seconds. You were all suspicious about me, but it worked. I wasted 3 years of my time. I'm ready to get a divorce, and I'll pay you your stupid money too. Bye!
Hisashi! Apparently he had been having an affair for several months and then gotten a woman pregnant. I was so shocked I couldn't move. We were all shaken up, but I got proof of his affair and divorced him. Him and his mistress both paid me in damages as well. How does this happen? As a result, he paid me what's expected in damages, and we stopped being husband and wife. I regret a lot as well. If I had just told him that it was fine and that we could just keep trying for a child, I might be able to have had his child. I felt like apologizing to him. If only I'd done that sooner. I was left with regret and the fact that he had a child immediately with his mistress. 3 years later, I couldn't get over it, but I met someone that was accepting of me, and we remarried. I was a little worried about trying for a baby, but I was able to get pregnant with my current husband, Yosuke's child. I'm the mother of a daughter, Suzuka, and I have another on the way.
Mommy, look! I drew a baby!
Thank you. I'm sure the baby's excited to see it too. You're so good at drawing. Let's show Daddy when he gets back from work, huh?
Okay, I want to see the baby already.
Hey Aki, how you feeling?
I'm alright. I'm past the heavy stage now, so I'm a lot better than before.
Great. I put in my paternity leave, So let's work together, huh?
Thanks, Yosuke. I'm taking it easy with my chores too, and Suzuka has been saying how she's going to be an older sister, so she's been helping me too. Then one day, I got a text message. What is this weird paragraph?
You're not educated at all! You're not going to be able to eat after this! People who eat every day will die within 200 years! But people who see that who are educated will laugh about it. It's just age. This is how male infertility works too. It just means that you're not getting pregnant, as in the woman. All men are infertile in this way.
My head is starting to hurt.
I'm sure the doctors thought that you're just an easy person to milk money off of. I cannot believe you're falling for this. Come home already. If you don't hurry, we won't have a good child. You understand that, right? I'm going to be at home all day.
It must have been from my ex-husband. I blocked him on text, so he must have messaged me on Messenger. By the way, he literally went to the same college as me. I actually recently heard about that very same ex-husband from a friend.
How dare you! You tricked me, you liar!
You're the one that dumped your wife after saying I was pregnant. Honestly, how are you so worried about the details? Be a man, accept it.
I'm not going to accept this! It's not my child!
After we got a divorce, he remarried his mistress. The mistress gave birth to a healthy child. However, as the child grew, he didn't look at all like his dad, so they tested him and learned that it wasn't the father's child.
Whose child is this?
Come on, you didn't have any money. You were the main man, so I wanted your child, but I needed money too, you know?
You were having an affair?
Yeah, basically the other guy was just an ATM. How are you gonna cry about cheating though when you literally came to me to have an affair?
Shut up! I'm suing you!
He was now in the courts fighting for a divorce, but there wasn't enough proof, so he had to go get tested for infertility. He was indeed infertile. After the DNA test and his infertility, he was still trying to get a divorce with her.
This isn't how it was supposed to be!
He probably sent this thinking that he was so confident that I'd be accepting of it. I mean, maybe if we were married? Never mind. Come to think of it, nope. Don't ever contact me again. Enjoy your life. I left him a cute little emoji and replied to him. I had a lot I wanted to tell him, but I stopped caring when I saw my cute sleeping daughter. I found my love and moved far away so he won't find me.
Hey, how about we go on a picnic sometime, huh? There's a lot of stuff at the Reiwa Park.
That sounds great. I think Suzuka would have fun.
We gotta wake up early and make bento. Let me know if you want something.
Thank you, my lovely husband, my daughter, and my baby. I was surrounded by my happiness and enjoyed my life with my family.
My name is Shinji Kosaka, and I work at a small nail factory in town. I started working right out of high school, and the CEO recruited me. How's everyone holding up? The CEO would often show up in the office and check up on everyone. He truly valued his employees, and as a result, his employees trusted him. According to the CEO, my employees are all my kids. They work hard, so the factory runs itself. We need to take care of each other and our relationships. He truly valued trust and relationships, even among our clients. So, enough about our company. Let's talk about my home life. I'm home! My wife had been acting strange. After about 3 years of being married, we stopped talking to each other. To be more specific, she just kind of ignored me if I talked to her, or she would shrug me off. The reason is simple.
I saw my husband's ugly face. Ugh, I feel like vomiting. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to be happy with you.
How terrible. I'm so sorry for you, you poor thing. Come over to my place right away. She was in the middle of having an affair. She would wear provocative underwear and stopped taking care of things around the house. She suddenly had more parties with co-workers. She clearly wasn't interested in having any physical relationship with me. She just wouldn't get it on with me, etc. It was just clearly suspicious and spelled out affair. But no way, right? However, I was dumb enough at the time that I believed we were just having a rough patch. And although we were having a rough patch, I saw her phone left on the table.
I want to break up with that ugly, good-for-nothing husband and marry you.
Yeah, I don't want to see you with that ogre of a man either. I wish I could just take you away with me.
I'm gonna do my best to hang in there till you're good to go, okay, Takun?
Hang in there, okay, sweetie? I'll save you once I'm promoted. Huh? I found out she was cheating for sure. And in that same moment, I felt my feelings for her disappear. I made it so that her phone would forward all messages to my phone real time and put the phone back. It was about a month after I found out she was cheating. I already hired a PI to investigate her. By next weekend, I would hear back from them. Just you watch, you no-good sack of shits. I made sure I would get my revenge on the two. That weekend, I went to a local cafe with the PI. I received the results of the investigation. This was the first time I found out who my wife was having an affair with. His name was Takao Suzuki, a 35-year-old single man working at a trading firm. I was surprised when I saw the name of the company he worked at. Wow, this is... I think I get it now. Is something the matter? Oh, no. Thank you for the diligent work. I had seen the man's company before. I left the cafe and walked straight to my CEO's office. I told him that I would be busy a little bit taking care of business and everything about the affair. So yeah, this was the company that you were talking about before, right? It absolutely is. The name's familiar too. Who knew that he would do that with your wife of all people? It seems like it wasn't just my problem, so I decided to report back to you. Aye, thanks. I've warned him time and time again. It seems like no matter what I say, it's not going to be of help. I've made my decision. I see. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to drag your company into this. It's alright. I'm sure it was just our time to cut ties with him. I started my revenge on the trash that were committing adultery. First, I would take care of the man. 2 days later, I received a phone call. It was the company that we were working with. Why is our deal off? Explain yourself! Hello. Thank you for doing business with us before. You should probably talk to Mr. Suzuki. He'll tell you exactly what's going on. I have work now, so I'll be leaving. Goodbye. The client was clearly upset, but I ignored him and hung up. 2 hours later, I got another call from the client. I asked him, but he said he didn't know. What did he do? Oh, okay, he's going to play dumb. That's alright. However, just so you know, my company and any of our child companies will be cutting ties with your company and all of its affiliates. I'm sorry for your loss. He called a little less angry, but I told him what we had decided and hung up. Another hour later, this time Suzuki called me. I'm Suzuki. I worked sales with your company. What right do you have cutting ties with our company? Who do you think you are? I don't have any right to do anything. The contracts were terminated because our CEO decided to terminate them. I'm just the messenger. Then tell me the reason. If you want me to tell you why, then you should probably come over and ask in person instead of trying to just finish it over the phone. If you really want to know, please come to our factory. Bye, Ta-kun. What? Huh? Wait! He seemed startled, but I just hung up. Later, apparently the CEO received a phone call and made a time and place to have a meeting. 9 a.m. the next day. Suzuki, his boss, and the CEO of the company all came to the meeting. We exchanged our greetings before moving to the main subject. So we were here because we wanted to know why you terminated our contract. If you just keep saying, ask Suzuki, we won't be able to actually figure it out. He hasn't done anything wrong, and he says he doesn't know what you're talking about. Right, Suzuki? The boss and CEO were both pretty frustrated at me, but Suzuki looked very guilty. I started showing the results of my little investigation to them. Maybe this will help? This is Mr. Suzuki. The one next to him is my wife. And these are screenshots of my wife and Mr. Suzuki's texts. Here's another photo of them coming out of a hotel together. This was a photo in the car. This was on company time using a company car. You don't think that that's any sort of issue? No, I didn't know that she was married. But you specifically mentioned husband in your messages. The man just clammed up and all of a sudden started begging. I'm so sorry! I just lost control and I'm so sorry! Please forgive me! Oh, I'm not mad. If anything, I'm glad someone will take that trashy woman off my hands. Thanks. No, that's not... What? You're gonna save her from me once you're promoted, right? Go ahead, take her. I don't need her anymore. He looked pale in the face, and the CEO, along with his boss, had their turn to chew him out. You! How are you going to take responsibility for this? I took so much care of you guys, and you betrayed us? Oh, you guys aren't going to act like you're the victims here, are you? Right, sir? Our CEO showed up quietly behind us and started talking. You guys, I've warned you time and time again about this, but you wouldn't listen. That's how this happened in the first place. Yes, the CEO and boss didn't know exactly who he was sleeping with, but they knew about the affair and quietly let it go. He drove the company car to a place where there weren't many people, but they were having fun in the middle of the day, so the CEO had spotted them before. Clearly, it would be difficult to trust a company that's allowing that to happen. He had taken an appointment specifically to warn them of the situation. You betrayed our trust, and thus betrayed our business. I hate people like that. People make mistakes in life. You should fix it while you can. I mean... but come on, the proof is kind of iffy. As far as the car thing, we'll look into it, so just leave it alone. Okay, then if something happens as a result, you're okay with me completely terminating deals as a sign of distrust? They laughed his whole warning off. And now this happened, and they're pretending like they were completely caught off guard. However, we had warned them, and my CEO just did as he said he would. So in conclusion, we won't work with you. I've warned you, and you agreed. No complaints. We will take measures against Suzuki. We'll reconsider our behavior as well. Please, think it over. I truly value trust between clients and customers. And I warned you before to fix it before it was too late. You chose to ignore it. I'm sorry, but my decision is final. They were still saying something in the background, but we chased them out. We made sure to completely cut ties with any of their companies at all. I got home, and my wife had made dinner for me. I could tell that she was just trying to make herself look good, so I decided to give her a taste of reality. Ah, you heard from Suzuki that you got found out, huh? Takun is gonna come save you soon.
You just always worked, and I was sad. It was just because I was a little lonely.
Yeah, I used to go out with you on the weekends until you started having an affair, and I talked to you all the time. I finished work on time and came home. Even when I was late, I made time to talk to you. When were you lonely?
I don't want a divorce. I'm never getting a divorce.
I'm going to hire a lawyer anyway. So if you want to talk, you can talk to me through him. You've got Takun, right? Just have him come over and save you. She went to her room and quietly started packing her things. Hey, wait a second. I stopped her as she was leaving. I don't know what she thought, but she suddenly hugged me.
Thank you. From now on, I'm gonna...
No. I want to check to see if you're not taking things you shouldn't be taking. Figures. I found keys to the house, credit and debit cards in my name, and our joint account cards as well. I took it all from her, and I paid her the $100 for her to make it to her parents' place. I gave it all to my lawyer, and the divorce was done. She got no money at all. I also made sure to ask for damages, in addition to all of the money that she spent under the guise of living expenses. It wasn't as much as Suzuki had to pay, but it was still hefty. Suzuki? He had to pay $20,000. I made sure he paid as well, and my revenge was complete. The three stooges showed up at my CEO's office again. Please forgive us with this. Look, I've warned you time and time again, and you didn't listen, so I cut ties. I don't care how much money you bring or how many times you come back. I'm not going to do any business with your shitty company, so get out! He apparently had $50,000 in an envelope to bribe my CEO, but he was furious and chased them away. The two who were having the affair apparently live together now, but Suzuki didn't go back to work because he was too depressed, so he basically just lives off of her. My ex-wife still messages me saying she wants to fix things, but I got tired of it, so I blocked her. That felt good. Alright, I'm gonna work hard today. I work hard at my job to repay my boss for what he did for me. I'm going to take care of trust even more than before and face my job responsibilities.
My name is Kaori Ishida. I dated my husband Shisuke for 2 years before marrying him. It's been 2 years since we've married, and we've had a great life together. But then, around the time a year passed after we got married, we had to live with his parents per his mother's request. Oh, I wonder if I can get along with her.
Don't worry. I'll protect you at all costs, so you're okay. I'll be your ally no matter what.
Shisuke. Okay, thank you. I'll do my best, okay? Right now, I live with him and his mother. I wasn't sure before, but the second we started living together, she started nagging at me. You're not even done making dinner and you're taking a break! Such a princess! It's been 3 months since we've lived together, and she's been nagging at me every single day. It didn't stop there. She would talk bad about my parents or call them to bother them. She would tell me to leave because we weren't family. She even started talking bad about me to her neighbors. Honestly, she did everything she could that wasn't illegal. I told Shinsuke about this several times. She's bothering me every day. I don't know if I can do this.
She's probably just a little shy.
Huh?
We just started living together. I think you'll get used to her soon.
I was shocked at how oblivious he was to everything. Before we started living together, he said he would take my side no matter what, and now he's the last person that's taking my side. One day during dinner, we were all eating together as usual. I often was quiet while they talked to each other, but there was one conversation that I was confused about. Oh, how about the house and land? Won't it be of some value if we sell it?
No, I'm going to lend it. It'll make more money that way.
That's true. But I don't know the details, so we'll talk to a lawyer, I guess.
Yeah, I'll think about it when the time comes.
I wasn't sure what was going on, but I'm sure it was probably just some real estate they owned, right? They always talked about how they didn't really have any money, so I was surprised, but I didn't really care at the time. One day at breakfast, I had made bento for my husband and sent him off. I started cleaning and finishing up the morning chores. This was my routine. I finished everything and was eating my breakfast before I headed out to my part-time job. Hey, what are you doing? I'm eating breakfast? I already finished everything around the house. That's not what I'm asking. That seat is for family, so you need to move. For family? Yes, it's not a seat for you. I was a little mad, so I said something bad. Where am I supposed to eat then? I don't know. You're not family, so I don't care about you. Just go eat in the yard or something. She grabbed my bowl and tossed it into the yard. Of course, the plate shattered, but she laughed as she saw it shatter. After you came, all of the bowls are chipping. You must not know how to handle your food. She started talking bad about me as usual. I didn't want to hear her bad-mouthing my parents anymore, and I also didn't want to hear about how we weren't even family. The 3 months were enough for me to reach my limit. If you don't like me that much, why did you suggest living with me? Huh? I think we both are only going to get more and more stressed out by living together. I'm going to be leaving, so thank you for everything. She was surprised and just stood there in shock. I ignored the fact that she probably didn't understand what was going on and went back to my room to get ready to leave. She was sobbing while talking to her relatives. I'm sure she was just saying that she was just the sad little mother-in-law bullied by the terrible wife. Just bring yourself because the house is small. That's what she said when I came. So I packed the few belongings I brought and she continued to talk on the phone. We didn't say anything as I got on the bullet train back home. The next day I had a call from my husband. I had turned off the power to my phone so I didn't notice. I called him and he answered immediately. Maybe he was worried about me?
Hello? You're at your parents' house, right?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't say anything before I left, but...
What about your savings? You're not planning on keeping it all to yourself, are you?
What? That's what you're going to ask your wife that just ran away? You're not going to ask why you're not worried about me? You're going to start talking about our savings? Any love I had left for Shinsuke just vanished in that moment.
What about the real estate?
Huh? Oh, that thing you were talking about with your mom? I don't know.
We were talking about your parents' house.
What?
You were listening quietly, so I figured you agreed to the terms.
You're saying you were talking about what to do with my parents' house after they died when they're clearly still alive? I don't believe it! You're insane!
She told me too, but I was going to lend out your house so I could make money. But if we get a divorce, then I'm going to lose out on that money. If you're going to get a divorce, I want you to pay for that lost money.
What? Lost money? You realize that you can't have my parents' money just because we got married, right?
Is that not how that works?
Of course not!
But it's pretty normal to have belongings if we're getting a divorce, right?
That's for things that both of us saved up for while we were married.
No, but...
He just kept talking and eventually his mother chimed in. Hello, Miss Kaori. Just so you know, when you came in and got married to my son, you cut ties with your family and you dedicated yourself to his family. And we should get some money from your parents to begin with. That didn't happen, and you don't even have a child, and now you want a divorce. If you're going to be like that, then we deserve our fair share of money. You want money that I saved while I was single? Why do you even know that I have my own savings? Because I took copies of your bank statements. What? I was worried that you would spend our valuable savings, so I was managing it for you. I couldn't believe what was going on, so I just said that my lawyer would reach out to them before hanging up. My parents heard what was going on and were just doing everything they could to take care of me. I was truly thankful for them. Later on, I heard that apparently they would often call my parents to talk bad about me while I lived over there. They said that she was even begging for money. Of course they said no. I was going to talk to you when you came back again, but I should have said something sooner.
I'm so sorry. There's no way you could be happy with someone who would call us like that. I'm really sorry, sweetie.
No, it's okay. Thank you two for believing me. That's why you wanted to trust me and let me handle it, right? Don't worry, I'm not one to just roll over. I felt bad for making them worried, but then I called a lawyer that my father introduced me to, and all 5 of us met up to talk about what to do going forward.
I think you're mistaken, but we just value traditional Japanese values, and you're the one that betrayed that. Traditionally, in Japan,
My husband was talking about something insane while my lawyer was talking about law. The mother-in-law was sitting in the back, standing tall as if to say, "That's my boy." This continued for a while. My wife's stuff is my stuff is my stuff. That was my husband's logic. My father was completely taken aback. The lawyer was made out of solid stuff though, so he was just recording every word quietly.
so I would like to sue Miss Kaori for $500,000 in damages, betraying our trust in the traditional Japanese values.
But we're not terrible people. We can be reasonable. So we can consider reducing the amount if you're willing to negotiate. After the lawyer let them talk for as long as they wanted, the lawyer finally spoke up.
I understand that traditional Japan had some quite outdated views regarding marriage. They truly valued trust between families.
That's so true.
Yes, so the families took care of each other, especially the wives' parents. Since the two families were now bonded, they would work together. There is no record, however, of traditional Japanese values indicating that the husband's family consumes their wife's family. Huh?
The lawyer spoke calmly and with cool words. He continued as if to nail things home.
If you'd like to claim that this sort of extortion is tradition, then I won't go against you. But extortion is definitely not a traditional Japanese value. This is absolutely a terrible display of what Japan represents.
To summarize, he continued talking about how the law explains all the finances and ownership of existing assets. Even if my parents were to pass, the assets would be passed on to me and me only. He kept going on.
Therefore, regarding the $500,000 that you are asking for, we will not be able to meet your demands. If you claim that you are indeed right in all of your reasoning, then please, hire a lawyer, and I would love to work with him or her to come to a conclusion following the law.
The lawyer continued to be cool, calm, and collected. They fell silent. Then, fine. Whatever. We'll be leaving.
Oh, please, hang on a moment. We will be talking about damages that we will be asking for from you during the divorce.
They said, and did so much while we were living together, and they pretended to be shocked. I'm actually surprised that they could actually be surprised. I was finally free. I got quite a good amount of money from them as a result of my case. I didn't want anything to be brought up regarding money going forward, so I also had them sign a legal document explaining that they will not be coming into contact with me in the future. I'm going to forget about all of this, but man, all this happened in 3 months. He was such a great husband when it was just us, but with his mom, you really truly know what someone is thinking. I guess the silver lining is that it ended in 3 months. I am enjoying my single life after cutting ties with that family. According to my lawyer, they're living a poor and sad life after having to pay the large amount of money in damages. I feel pretty good about that. My name is Ray. I work as a medical researcher. I live with my husband, Masahiro, our twin daughters, and his mother. I get along great with my mother-in-law. I'm so glad that his mom is a good person. She looks after our daughter so I can focus on my studies like this. Then, one day I was invited. study abroad, huh?
Yes, you're one of our most prospective researchers, so I was really hoping you'd be willing to broaden your horizon by studying abroad.
I was suggested to go study abroad in the US. I would love to go, but I have my kids and the house. I couldn't give an answer immediately, so I decided to talk to Masahiro first. That night, we had a family meeting to talk about the studying abroad opportunity.
That sounds great. You should go without worrying about us.
I'm going to be sad that you're not around, but this is a great opportunity for you. I'll be cheering for you too. My husband and his mother both said that they were happy to hear about it. I wasn't sure why Masahiro was so happy about this, though. I found out later. Masahiro was having an affair.
I'm glad she's out of the way now. If she's going to be overseas, then I don't have to worry about her walking in on me. Mom will take care of the house and kids, so that's no problem. Now I can play with my mistress as much as I want.
Masahiro must have felt this way, no doubt. However, there was a miscalculation in that. It was my mother-in-law that decided to go to the States with me. It was supposed to be just my daughters, but then when she found out about that, I'll go too. You can't work and take care of the kids. I'll take care of my grandkids just like before. She was such a blessing. We all started our new life in America. I was worried, but since we were all splitting our efforts, it wasn't that bad. I wanted to thank my mother, so I made a suggestion. Hey, how about you try going to an English class? You're always helping me out, so I'd love to help you enjoy life here. What do you say? She was incredibly happy about this suggestion. She had always been studious, but apparently she started working as a housewife as soon as she married her husband. Once she started going to her English class, she seemed to really have fun studying for the first time in a while. She studies her English textbook every night now. She was also enjoying other aspects of life in the US. I went to a church event as a volunteer today. There was a rock band, hallelujah! Oh, and your kids are off school tomorrow, so I'll take care of them. We're going to go to the park and have a picnic or something. Yet another day. Wow, that's beautiful! Thank you! I found this at a nearby store that one of our neighbors recommended. She was really starting to blend in around here. However, one phone call ruined all of this. I don't know this number. Who is it? Hello?
Hello? Is this Miss Reina? I'm Itsuki.
Mr. Itsuki was my husband's mistress's husband. I found out about his affair from this. Apparently, he got her pregnant, so Mr. Itsuki found out about the affair. After Mr. Itsuki told me the details, I decided immediately I would get a divorce. After I came overseas, he stopped calling and messaging me, so it didn't take much for me to make the decision. I divorced him, but I didn't sue either one of them for damages. I did leave him all alone as his wife. Masahiro was glad to accept the divorce offer.
I get to get away from my stupid, useless wife that's far, far away anyway. I can have my mom back, and once she comes back to her son, me, I can remarry my mistress and start over.
He was probably very optimistic about everything. He paid Mr. Itsuki for damages. I'm sure he thought that he could just remarry if he paid him off. However, his logic was wrong again. Masahiro, I'm not going home to you. A man who abandons his own kids and wife is no son of mine. She refused to go home and continued to live with me. She also was adopted into our family so that she could receive a family visa. She chose to live with her grandkids and I over her own son. After I was divorced, I had no worries about money. I need to withdraw enough money for her to be able to live comfortably as well. She can't work part-time on a family visa, so she can't open a bank account either. I'm going to give her cash as a thank you for being a babysitter. I had no problems with life without him. Then, suddenly, my ex-husband stormed my place of employment.
You brainwashed my mom! She's not your mother! She's mine!
He came screaming at me. My coworkers caught wind and he was subdued. I was injured, but just a few scratches here and there. I went to a nearby hospital, but that ended with a few bandages. Mentally, I was exhausted, but physically, I was totally fine. By the way, I didn't have to pay for the medical bill either. I was able to pay all of it off with the travel insurance I enrolled in before I came here. He was arrested immediately by the police that showed up. He was taken to a foreigner detention center where he was sent back to Japan immediately and blacklisted from entering the US. However, he was never truly prosecuted criminally. I didn't press charges in the US for some reasons, and he was charged for assault in Japan, but the charges didn't stick. Why didn't I charge him in the US? It's because the police and lawyers didn't take me seriously. Americans are just gonna see me as a foreigner. I'm sure it's nothing to them when some foreigners are just arguing with one another. But the insurance company and Japanese ambassador helped me out. I didn't know that this could happen. When a Japanese national asks for help in America, the embassy sends help. They help with the paperwork. I really have nothing but appreciation for them. However, thinking about my ex-husband, I just couldn't relax. I was terrified, and the police didn't care at all. That's so frustrating. Even in Japan, he never got charged. This is so BS. But I did love how much he'd fallen later on. He also infuriated his mother after the whole assault took place. He tried to attack me, so it makes sense. It was just me, and I wasn't injured much. But if my kids were here, it might have ended badly. He was also fired from his company. He still tried to get together with his mistress, but...
You won't marry me? And you got an abortion? Why?
I found out that this was wrong after you dumped your wife without second guessing. I'm not divorced anyway. He said he would give me another chance, and I want to try again with Mr. Atsuki. His mistress gave up on the child and also started rekindling her relationship with her husband. He lost his job, his money, and his relationship all in one go. I, on the other hand, was coming up on the end of my education and getting ready to go back to Japan. He's not around in the States, so I'm safe. But I want to continue to work in Japan. I guess I need to go back. I was worried, but the company was understanding of my situation. They moved me to a location far away from where my ex-husband was. After I got back to Japan, the four of us started living together again. The twins were in elementary school now, and my mother-in-law joined an English club now that she had the time. Look at her showing off her English skills that she learned from the US. Seeing her enjoy her life makes me very happy too. We've really gotten better at English, so maybe after I retire and the kids are out of the house, we can both move to America, huh? That's true. That sounds like a wonderful retirement. We could go to the church and the parks, talk to the locals and go shopping with them. It sounds fun. Then you have to live long, okay?
My name is Ayaka Yoshikawa. I'm almost 32. After graduating college, I moved just a little away from home and live alone. When I say a little away, I really mean a little away. About 15 minutes. So although I technically live alone, I go to my parents' house often and don't feel too lonely. Right around a long holiday, I didn't have any plans during my week-long break. I should make some curry. I enjoy cooking, so I love making curry with various spices. I often gave the leftovers to my family, so I made it in a large pot. Cumin, coriander, cayenne pepper. I was making curry with the windows wide open to vent when a little boy came looking right as about to be done with my curry. What are you doing? I'm cooking. I see. What kind of cooking are you doing? It smells sweet. It's curry. I'm using coconut milk so it smells sweet. I'm using fire so you should stay away. It's dangerous, okay? Okay. Apparently, he smelled the curry and showed up. I told him to go someplace else and he wandered away. We have quite a few families with young kids in our apartment, so it wasn't weird to see a child. That's kinda cute. He smelled something sweet and showed up. I put some curry into a smaller container and took it to my parents' house. Oh, you made curry again? Yeah, I didn't have anything to do, so... Oh, how about you find a boyfriend instead of cooking curry? I wonder if I can make a boyfriend in this. It might be a little too small, though. Stop trying to make a person in the same bowl that you made curry. Oh, you know you worry your parents, you know? It's your day off. Go have fun a little. Come on, I'm just gonna eat curry on my own anyway. I'm gonna head out. If you're happy, I guess. My mother's a huge worrier, and ever since I started living alone, she's been nothing but worried about me. I appreciate her concern, but she really is going a little too far with the whole marriage thing. I finished handing off the curry and headed back to the apartment. There were people in front of my apartment door. It was that same child, what looked like his mother, and another woman with them, all holding pots. These people aren't from this apartment. Where did they come from? It was a woman with a child. I decided to talk to them before making any decisions. Hello? Can I help you?
Hello, I heard from my child that you made a lot of curry.
Oh, yeah.
You live alone, so you can't finish all that, right? I'll take some off your hands.
Huh? I was already scared that someone I didn't know was in front of my house. Then they started demanding my curry? I couldn't hide my surprise. That was for my parents. I just handed it off to them, so I barely have any left. When I explained everything, the child, mom, and her friend seemed confused, and it seemed like they would leave without much problem. I'm sorry, this person. Saito-san said that she had extra curry and wanted to help, so I was wondering why we're coming to this apartment, but then, I'm sorry. Hey, Saito-san, what's going on? The mother of the child seemed embarrassed, and her face was red when she began yelling.
To your parents? You should prioritize your neighbors.
Huh? But you don't live in these apartments, do you? I've never seen you before.
Are you going to make us go home without anything? I invited a friend because I thought we could get some curry.
Saito-san, enough. You're being crazy. I'm sorry. I was shocked at the surprised mother. Her friend seemed surprised as well. I don't know what she wanted from me. I'm really sorry. I'll head out now. I'm sorry for the trouble. Saito-san, what the hell? You said you needed help, so I came to help. Saito-san was being questioned on her way out by her friend. Okay. Saito-san's friends seemed to have common sense at least, but I felt bad because it seemed that Saito-san had lied to bring her over. I'm so glad she took her away. I was gonna call the police if things got any worse. There are some weird people in the world. I left it at that. The next day, my doorbell rang during the day. I saw and wasn't surprised to see Saito-san, with a man in a suit now. You're here again? What now?
I'm going to sue you, so I brought a lawyer. Do you understand?
What? Sue me for what? She had apparently brought a lawyer. I kept the door chain on while dealing with it, and she started explaining her side.
You said you made too much curry and I came to help, but then you destroyed my kindness and my status by rejecting me. Also, my child's clothing smells like curry. I can just turn it into the cleaners. You owe me.
So, we will be needing you to pay for damages for her child's clothing, or defamation, and her cleaning fees.
The lawyer-esque man was explaining as well, but what they were saying made no sense, so none of it was sticking. No, I was just making curry at home. I don't think that's worthy of being sued. And cleaning your room? You don't even live here.
Of course I don't. Who would ever live in a building like this? I live in an expensive area of town, so I can't be wearing clothes like this with curry scent. Do you understand?
We want to settle things quietly, so if you want to just pay a settlement, we would be okay with that.
The building owner said that you'll be fine too. He said get out of this building.
Fine for what? I didn't do anything wrong.
You replaced the doorbell. It's completely different from the one next door. You've added lights and stuff. You can't just change the stuff when you're renting.
What is she getting mad about? She looked so proud of herself when she was preaching to me. It was just a sensor light, so it's not like I had any construction done or anything. And the old doorbell had broken, so I added a new one. After talking to the building management company, of course. Is that really a lawyer? I don't even know if he's really a lawyer yet. I was getting tired of dealing with this, so I decided to talk about the lawyer. He finally started introducing himself.
I'm Kato of the Kato Legal Firm.
He answered, top of his lungs. I had my own business card as well, so I decided to hand it to him. What a coincidence! I'm Yoshikawa of the Kato Legal Firm. The lawyer-esque man seemed a little shaken up by this.
Huh? Yoshikawa? Are you new, maybe?
Yes, I actually was a lawyer. You know, I've been working at that office for a little over 2 years now, and I've never seen anyone like you there. Honestly, I don't think I've seen anyone named Kato except the owner of the business in our office.
You know...
Also, the people who own this building? Yeah, they're my parents. They completely changed their attitude after that. They were both pale white. I called the police and they were both questioned. Someone pretending to be a lawyer is a crime. The man was, of course, not a lawyer, and apparently he was also involved in other scams as well. I'm not that surprised, but how did he get her business card? The business card he handed me was the same design as my uncle's business card. He had apparently worked at the business card pressing company that our office used. Who would have thought that my curry would have involved into this mess? He pretended to be my uncle, and so we were going to sue both of them for trying to scam me. They were apparently lovers, so the fake lawyer was convicted for attempted robbery and blackmail, and possession of the devil's lettuce. The mother was apparently helping out the lawyer because she wanted a taste of that lettuce and because he was arrested. She was also brought down. I had been treated as some kind of detective that brought down a criminal ring in that local area, and it's a little embarrassing. If you didn't make curry, your uncle might have been dragged into this mess. I'm glad you're okay, though. I was a little worried and annoyed, but I'm glad that they were arrested. I guess it all worked out. I got used to that friend that she had brought around, too. The child was taken to his father's custody. I hope he grows up to be a good adult. My name is Chiharu Nagamiya. I'm just a regular high schooler. He talks too much. Can he be done already? After he's done talking, it's summer break. The ocean, Matsuri, club meets. There were a lot of things I wanted to do during summer break. That's why I wanted him to hurry up and finish this useless crap. I didn't really listen to what he was saying and headed straight home afterwards. I'm home. Natsuki, are you eating snacks again? You've been eating too much recently, haven't you? Who cares what I eat? I'm growing. Leave me alone. This round child loved to eat and I was worried. She was my younger sister in the 6th grade named Natsuki. Honestly, it felt like she was always eating. Hey, Mom, don't you think she's getting a little fat? She's in the 6th grade and looks like she could be in the sumo leagues. She's seriously going to get sick. That girl eats without a care in the world, so she keeps getting fatter. She's in elementary school, so I feel like she's the age to grow, but she's honestly not really growing into it. She's growing sideways. You really gotta do something about that. That night, my mother, father, and I all talked to do something about her. Today's topic is about Natsuki and her BMI. You're worried about her too, right?
Yeah, she just keeps eating too much. She's starting to get saggy around her face, and honestly, her clothes are just too big too. She's going to be a perfect sphere soon. Come on, sweetie. This is not the time to joke around. Sorry, so what are we going to do about it?
Well, we're starting summer break, so why don't we shape her up, huh? Perfect! I'm going to cook for her then. That's how we started working for her diet. The next day, everything changed. Normally, she would eat a huge amount from a donburi, but she's got a regular rice bowl now. Mom, this isn't enough. That's a normal amount. You eat too much. This is going to be how things are during summer. What? I don't care. I'll drink a lot of juice. Soda, huh? Your juice is gone. It's summer. You should drink barley tea.
Barley tea is good for the heat too. It's better than juice.
But I live for juice. Hey, Mom, that's not enough. Please give me snacks. Please, come on, Mom. You're that hungry? I have something for you. Chiharu, go grab it. Gotcha. I got something from the fridge per my mom's commands. What was it, you might ask? Here you go, snacks. A cucumber served for you. You can add miso, salt, and other tasty peppers to fit your taste. You gotta have cucumbers during the summer, right? Grandpa grew a bunch and he couldn't finish it off, so you can eat as many as you'd like. I want chips. She was complaining as she munched on cucumber. Honestly, I wanted her to exercise outside, but it really was too hot to be moving around outdoors. We kept her inside. I had club meets during the day, so I asked Mom what she did during the day while I was gone. Apparently, she'd been eating cucumbers all day. Then it was dinner. Normally, she'd be eating a lot of fatty meals and carbs, but starting today, here you go, some tofu. This isn't food.
It's really good. I could eat tofu every night.
Natsuki, you're seriously going to get sick like this. It's a great opportunity to lose some weight, so come on, let's work together here. Yeah. She listened as she started dieting. After dinner, we started exercising. We didn't exercise outside, but we could run the AC inside while we worked out. I don't want to move. Come on, copy me. This is how you move your body. We had continued this for about a week. After a week, you expect her to lose some weight, right? We had her get on a scale to record her weight when...
What is this?
What? Hey, how are you gaining a kilo after all that effort? I don't know. I guess just light exercising isn't enough. Oh, yeah. I was going to make some rice earlier and I noticed the rice was missing. I wonder how 5 kilograms of rice went missing. It's a monster! It's a monster stealing our rice. No, this isn't the time to joke. Who's taking... Wait, hang on. I decided to play a game. Hey, Mom, about last night. I heard this beeping coming from Natsuki's room. I feel like it's a rice cooker sound. Don't lie like that. I only use a rice cooker while everyone is gone during the day. Oh. I knew it was you, you rice thief. Natsuki, you! How dare you eat our rice without asking? Because I wanted to eat rice. I only ever get light foods during the day and sometimes chicken. That's why I needed to eat rice with a lot of salt. I'm going to eat a lot and grow. That's what I've decided. so I'm not going to reduce the amount I eat. You can't have 60 kilograms at 140 centimeters. You would need to be at least over 160 centimeters to be at a healthy BMI. That's fine, but you should at least talk to us about it. You're literally stealing. I knew what she would do when she was cornered. She would try to run, so I ran to where she would run before she took off. Move, Shiharu, I'm gonna go buy a bunch of snacks from my allowance and keep it in my room. Just as she screamed,
What's going on? I can hear you guys from outside. It's going to cause problems with your neighbors, so be quiet.
"Ah, Grandpa!" "Grandpa, help me."
Oh, hey, Natsuki, what's wrong? Here, have some of my cucumbers and feel better, okay?
She was crying, pleading with Grandpa.
Diet? Improving health? You shouldn't do that to an elementary school child.
Grandpa, you think so too, right?
Yeah!
We're worried about her health.
She doesn't need a diet! Look at her hands! Not just her hands, her legs, her arms, her neck, her back. They're all so solid! She's like a big round cream puff! It's much better than someone who's skin and bone.
Huh?
I love her eating oily foods. How she's so shiny after eating. It's so cute.
I'll feed her the cucumber you gave us.
Perfect. You let her eat as much as she'd like. Okay, well, I gave you what I came here for. I'm gonna head out. Natsuki, everyone is so skinny around you. I like you with a little extra weight, so eat more and get fatter. Bye!
Grandpa, you're really going too far. She must have been shocked by what Grandpa said because she had seriously started working towards her diet.
Natsuki, you will see progress if you keep going. Let's work hard, huh?
Yeah. I hope she's a healthy weight by the time she's in middle school. I think she'll be fine by then. I'll help you too, so you got this, girl. My name is Momoko. I just started college this spring. When I was in high school, I was super busy with clubs, so I didn't really have a chance to deal with romance. Recently, I've been enjoying myself, however. Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries. Let's go.
Let's go! I was out on a date with my boyfriend, Yuya, to go to the movies.
Ah, that was fun, huh? I love SF movies.
Right? Let's go again when there's a new one.
Yeah, I'm hungry though. Wanna go grab something to eat?
We were talking about the movies and headed to a nearby restaurant.
I'll buy today. Get anything you want.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Yuya. I was kind of shocked at how kind he was and I ordered my lunch meal. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Sure thing.
When I got back from the bathroom, my meal was already at the table. But I noticed something up with my meal. I ordered the salad, right?
Yeah, that's yours.
It's a salmon salad, right?
Yep.
Where's the salmon? Did you eat it?
Yeah, I did. It was so good.
I was a little confused as he answered, completely unshaken. Why didn't you just tell me before eating?
Why? It's fine. It just looked good, so I had some. I was hungry.
Oh, I see. Okay. I mean, he's paying. Can't really complain, I guess. I was a little confused, but I didn't want to dig further. However, I would come to regret not digging. The next date, we ended up at a ramen shop.
This looks good.
Hey, that's my pork!
Oh, come on. You still got some.
I mean, yeah, but I wish you'd say something before you take my food. It's kind of upsetting.
Who cares? I'm buying.
He doesn't seem to regret it at all. I was pretty upset, but since he was buying, I couldn't say anything. The next day, we went to a Chinese place. Hey, this came with gyoza for 2, right? Why are you giving me 2?
Come on. I'm hungry and I want more.
I wish you share some more.
What? If you want more, order more. Don't take people's things, nasty.
Are you serious? I was leaving it alone because he'd been paying, but I decided that I would pay for my own food after the 3rd time this happened. The next day, I told him that I would be buying my own food. I ordered my own meal and felt a little comfort knowing he had no rights to my food. I can eat without being upset, but that was not enough. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Okay.
Don't eat my food.
I wouldn't do that.
Don't, I'm trusting you. I made sure he wouldn't and headed to the bathroom. He'd been eating my food constantly, so I didn't even want to run to the bathroom, but I just had to go, so I trusted him. I came back and then my shrimp chili plate was at the table already.
What? You're not eating?
Half of it was gone and there were tiny little specks of shrimp with a little sauce left. Did you eat my shrimp chili?
Huh? Yeah, it looked good.
I said don't eat my food, didn't I? Why'd you eat it? I don't believe you.
Come on, don't blame me. It looked good. Why are you so mad?
You can't take people's food and stuff without their permission. It's common freaking sense.
Who cares? You're my girlfriend. We're not strangers.
What? I don't get how that makes any sense. I don't care if you're my boyfriend or family. You can't do this to me.
You're seriously so stingy. Fine. You want me to pay, right? It's just a little shrimp chili. Don't be so bitchy.
I was tired of it and quietly left after finishing what was left of my shrimp chili.
I'm not done yet. Where are you going?
Cool. He was complaining, but I left the store without saying a word.
You shouldn't be so bitchy over some food. You're being so annoying. Be more relaxed, woman. Why are you ignoring me? I've got to think about what we're gonna do going forward if that's how you're gonna be. If you don't want to be dumped, you better answer me.
He kept texting me random crap that was just nasty, and I replied with no emotion. I'm done with you. I asked you kindly and you still took my food. I don't want to be with anyone like that. You call me cheap and stingy, you're the one that's cheap and stingy. Goodbye. I asked some of my mutual friends to help us out, and that was that. Or so I wished.
Hey, why are you ignoring me? You don't respond to my texts. What the hell?
Of course I'm going to ignore you. I blocked you and told you that I was done with you. What the hell back? A few days later, my angry ex-boyfriend came at me on campus.
Are you seriously breaking up with me? What did I do wrong? If I did something wrong, then you should tell me. You don't tell me at all. You just lose feelings and leave? That's too rude. What did I do wrong?
The people watching around us were all starting to feel guilty for him. How could you not give your ex a chance, they said. Because I'm stingy. I said it loud and clear. I ordered ramen and you stole my pork. I ordered 2 people's worth of gyoza and shumai. You gave me 2. I ordered salmon salad, you finished all the salmon. You're too annoying, and I can't.
That's all?
Do you not get it? The fact that you're the kind of person that says that's all to that means I can't deal with you. I've told you time and time again I want you to stop. That I want you to share, but you didn't at all. You just kept calling me bitchy and stingy.
Who cares about that? It's not like I stole it all. It's just a little bit. If you were just a little kinder, it would be fine.
I'm supposed to be okay with you stealing people's things? Screw you. At first, I was holding it in because you had bought me the food, but even after I started paying, you stole my food. That means you're gonna continue doing this, right?
I mean...
I want someone who's willing to share, but I'm not going to be with someone who's not willing to work with me on sharing.
Who cares? I'm an only child, and I don't know how to share. If you want to go that far, you should be willing to share with me.
I see. You keep telling yourself that. I want no part of it. The people were then on my side. He's stealing her food and literally calling her names. Ew, they said. I felt a little better. I love being able to eat my own food. But I felt a little bad after that, so I went to eat some shrimp chili and feel better. 2 months later.
Why? I'll fix it if you tell me!
It was just like I heard. The rumors are true. Don't ever eat with anyone again. And don't ever come near me.
Why is everyone so mad over that? Apparently.
Huh, I see. I'm almost pitying him. My new boyfriend, Taichi, told me about my ex. Apparently the girl he was out with was in the same club as Taichi. He still kept stealing people's food, so he was immediately rejected. Not only that, that girl told a bunch of people what had happened, and how he was a thief, so no one ever hung around him anymore. In other words, he was an isolated loner.
I'm sorry for bringing up bad memories, huh? Want half of my ice cream?
Ooh, thank you, Taichi. I felt good about eating and sharing with my new boyfriend.
My name is Haruna Murayama. I am married to my husband, Ryohei, and we live together with our child, Rina. Ryohei went abroad for a year from the beginning of this year. Okay, let's do our best to raise her again. It's already been 2 months since Ryohei went abroad. No major problems have occurred, and we are living peacefully. It's so nice to hang the laundry because the sun is shining. Oops. If I take it easy, it will interfere with my schedule this afternoon. Today's a holiday. My parents and brother are supposed to visit this afternoon. Today, I'm going out with my father and everyone else to a certain place. We're going to have lunch there, and I was preparing the bento. It's pretty good, even for me. Everyone will be very satisfied with this. I'm pretty sure. I filled the stacked boxes with various side dishes that I had prepared the day before. Almost as soon as the bento was finished, everyone arrived. Rina, long time no see. You've grown up.
Haruna, aren't you inconvenienced by Rohohei's absence? If you have any trouble, call me right away, okay?
Dad, you're such a warrior. Sis looks fine.
I've been living alone with my kids for a while now, and I've actually been a little lonely. But today is going to be a lively, fun day. We came to a magnificent shrine in the neighborhood. There's a big cherry blossom festival here today. I invited my parents and brother here because I wanted them to enjoy a cherry blossom festival at this shrine.
Oh, the cherry blossoms are beautiful!
Look at the cherry blossoms, Rina.
Eating while looking at the cherry blossoms. How elegant.
Takuya, stop acting like an old man.
Shut up! Now that I'm a college student, I've come to understand a little more about the beauties of life.
While we are enjoying the cherry blossoms with my family, I received a phone call. Oh, hello, it's me. Sister-in-law? Is something wrong? I'm a little busy right now. You're having a cherry blossom festival at your shrine, aren't you? I'm in the neighborhood right now, so I'm on my way there now. This person who interrupted our family gathering is Ryohei's sister. My parents and brother are here today. We were having lunch and looking at the cherry blossoms. We are going to leave soon, but if that's the case, I might as well have dinner with you guys and then go home. I'll make arrangements so that I can be there by evening. What? I didn't invite you to dinner. Don't try to come without permission. I was going to enjoy dinner with my family today. Oh, your little brother here's too. He's in college, right? It's been 3 years since I last saw him. I wonder if he remembers me. Say hi to him for me, will you? Oh, I don't have to tell him since I'm meeting him later anyway. Bye! I'm looking forward to dinner. When I tell my family about my sister-in-law,
Sis, you should have just said no.
I thought we could relax as a family. Everyone was disappointed. I wanted to spend time with my family too. I could have just said no straight away during the call, but I didn't make that choice. The reason why I did not give a straight no to my sister-in-law is because my sister-in-law is the type of person who can't read the mood at all. Even if I were to speak straight to her, it is obvious that she would dismiss me by twisting the logic. I often told my mother about such complaints about my sister-in-law. What are we going to do about dinner? It should be fine, just as planned. Usually, when I entertain my parents-in-law and sister-in-law, I serve them my home-cooked food. And I make a lot of dishes that I'm particular about. Even the desserts are homemade, of course. Why do I entertain them with homemade food? Because I don't want my father-in-law and mother-in-law to hate me. My father-in-law and mother-in-law are really nice people. But today is the day to entertain my parents and brother. My parents and brother.
Why bother cooking for us? It's your occasional day off. Take it easy.
That's right. You got a lot of work to do raising a family, so you need to relax from time to time.
Let's order expensive sushi.
They told me. So we were going to order sushi today. And sometime later, my sister-in-law actually came to my house. All right, it's a feast. Oh wait, isn't it already dinner time? Why is there nothing on the table? There's usually a lot of food on the table. We decided to have sushi today, as requested by my family. It will be here soon, so please wait. What? I can't eat raw food. Why did you order sushi? Don't worry, I ordered inari sushi too. Inari is not raw, so you can eat it, right, sister-in-law? That's not the point. My sister-in-law looked deeply disappointed. But then she seemed to have thought of something. I don't mind if it's delivery, but I wonder what your parents and brother think. What are you trying to say? I don't think it's a good idea to neglect your own parents like this, don't you think? You're cutting commerce. You should treat them with home-cooked meal like you did with my parents, right? Father, mother, and little brother. I'm so sorry that my parents and I have been treated so favorably by Haruno's cooking. I apologize, so please don't resent me. Stop spreading nonsense. Can't follow you at all.
What are you talking about? My sister served us her home-cooked meal for lunch. If we made her cook dinner on top of that, she wouldn't be able to relax at home. Don't you feel sorry for my sister? They don't just come here to eat our homemade food.
My brother! Nice rebuttal! My brother's words woke my father up, who had been in a daze.
We walked around quite a bit today because of the cherry blossom viewing. The rest of the day was supposed to be spent relaxing with the family while eating sushi. Hanami and sushi. It's a great way to spend a day off, don't you think?
Besides, it's not about manners or courtesy between family members.
I'm sorry, sis. I didn't cook as usual. I'm a bit of a spoiled brat when it comes to family. I wasn't trying to be polite or anything. I just wondered what Ryohei would think if he was here. Ryohei said I don't have to be too careful with my relatives. He also said that too much concern for others can become a habit. Oh, I see. So you thought that you would always be treated to a home-cooked meal whenever you came. Ryohei's right. Too much concern for others can become a habit. In your home, even if you all go out together, Haruna can't take a rest? Do you make Haruna cook even though she is tired? Do your parents think that's a given? Don't you and your family help my daughter in such situations? You expect my daughter to care for you, but you don't provide the same care? Oh, isn't that terrible? What? Mom, that's fine. It's not like we live together anyway. I just think of it as an occasional rare event. My sister-in-law lives with her parents, so she can take care of them.
By the way, wasn't it a condition for marriage that you didn't live with their parents?
Yeah, Ryohei gets transferred and travels a lot, so it's difficult for him to live with them. It seems like it's normal for my sister-in-law not to neglect her own parents, so please take care of them from now on, okay? Normally, my sister-in-law would linger around, but today she disappeared from the house in a big hurry without eating sushi.
This sushi is delicious! I've never seen someone make up for that kind of incomprehensible logic before. Ugh, I got pretty heated up trying to reason with her.
Dad, Mom, and my brother. Thanks for fighting off my annoying sister-in-law. My sister-in-law after that. Her parents and even the neighbors give her the cold shoulder because she tries to argue with such nonsense like she did with our family. Because of that, she has to worry about the eyes of the neighbors when she goes out. Good for you for recognizing that your thinking is out of touch with society. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Bye!